Hello, good evening. I mean, it's good evening for me. I don't know what time it is elsewhere in the world, but it is good evening for me. Hello, how are you all doing? And welcome back to FPL Mate for the final time this World Cup. Yes, guys, it is the Matchday 8, the final round. Even though it's not just the final, it is also the bronze final as well, which is just important, just as important in terms of fantasy. I know, as probably as football fans, there are probably mixed opinions on just how important the bronze final is, the battle for third place. But yeah, from a fantasy perspective, it is arguably more important than the final itself because there are going to be plenty of points up for grabs. Which I'm quite looking forward to. Probably should tweet out the stream, let people know I'm actually streaming. Get a few people in here. We're gonna have the lineups in probably like 30 minutes, and that I think is going to massively impact our decision making. Basically, I'm gonna throw my team on screen. Where are we? Oh, apparently I'm not. Make it appear. There we go. So yeah, I haven't made any changes, of course. I'm not going to do anything until we get the lineups as an absolute minimum. I have a feeling that there's going to be no James. I'm going to put him on the bench ready. And yeah, I honestly, I think there is a world in which Dina, O'Reilly, Koundé, and James are all benched, which I'm a little bit concerned about, to be honest. It would not be ideal to go 4 for 4 benched defenders from the first game at least. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully at least one plays. I mean, if 2 play, then I'm going to be pretty happy with that, to be honest. And that's all I need. But anyway, guys, do say hello in the chat just whilst I am posting our stream on X. So yeah, please do let me know if you are here so I can say a nice little hello to each one of you. Got 200 of you here right now, guys. If you're early, drop a like on the stream as well. That would be massively appreciated. Let's get some likes going, guys. I don't know, can we shoot for 100 likes right off the bat? Maybe. Live on YouTube until on YouTube. Could have tweeted this out on my computer, to be honest, but I'm not doing it. Live on YouTube for the Matchday 8 deadline. Come and join for the final time for World Cup Fantasy 2026. Can't believe it. What a tourney it's been, guys. What a tourney it's been. It's flown by, though. It has to be said, it's flown by. Let's say hello to some people in the chat. Bav is here. We've got Kazra, +2 Cuba, Kyle, Jackie, All Things Rugby, Mo, Peter, Halal, and Wendell. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Yana's here as well. What's up, guys? How are we feeling ahead of this match day? Can we get some ranks in the chat? I want to see how you guys are getting on. High or low, I don't care. There's no judgment. It's a judgment-free zone right here. Let me know what your rank is right now in the chat, and we'll kind of talk about what kind of some goals could be as well. Bobby is online with a super chat here. Thank you very much. Bobby says, don't know if you have talked about this already, but the bronze medal final is statistically the games with the most goals in the World Cup, since no team has anything to lose. Does that change anything for you? And I have to say, it is something I've spoken about before. We have already kind of mentioned this in actually the last 2 videos, the 2 Matchday 8 videos, that very much, I think, if you're looking for defenders, you go for Spain versus Argentina. And if you're looking for attackers, you go for France and England attackers, where we think most of the goals are going to be. And actually, I'm really looking forward to finding out the France lineup, because if there's a few interesting picks in there, you know, if we get a Marcus Thuram, for example, I'm very much there. I'm so there. So yeah, Bobby, 100%, my friend. We're all over that, and I completely agree with you. Mark says, I've come to get cheered up, mate. Hopefully I can help you out there, Mark. So we've got Footy-Roo 30k, Danny 39k, L 10k. Very nice, very nice. We've got 3.7k there as well. Top 35k for Bobby, who didn't even know you could change players in the group stage. Hey, all things considered, it's not too bad. Andrew 201k. Listen, there's one more week, Andrew. There's one more week to pick it up. Zor's 8k, very good indeed. Beatrix 56k. I'm liking it, guys. I'm liking it. We're seeing a variety of different ranks. There's a bit of a spread. Of course, with a short tournament, there is much more of a luck factor there. It has to be said. There's not too much time to, jump up or down in ranks, but I'm seeing some really, really good ranks there. And you know what? I've not seen anything in the chat that is truly terrible. I've not seen anything terrible. Even people who are kind of just inside the top 100,000 places, particularly if, this is one of your first times playing World Cup Fantasy, I think you can hold your head up very high there. I think you can hold your head up high. 350k, okay, that's one of the higher ones. That's one of the higher ones I've seen. Kyle says 1627265. There's 1.6 million, do you mean? How have you managed that, Kyle? Have you changed your team since the group stages? Footy-Roo 30k, CUFC Scots 12k here. Not bad, not bad, not bad. I'm seeing some nice ranks, guys. I'm seeing some nice ranks. Yassine is 252nd. Wow. Owen top 1k. I'm liking it, guys. I'm liking it. Got a couple of you guys in the top 1k. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Love it, love it, love it. Murata says thoughts on Rodgers to Chelsea. Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, that was a surprise, I have to say. There's no way of me talking about Rodgers to Chelsea without sounding a little bit salty. But it's a lot of money for a position I think Chelsea probably need more than Arsenal do, perhaps, as kind of as a profile of player. So look, I think Chelsea fans should be very, very excited about the prospect of Morgan Rodgers joining. And as an Arsenal fan, I won't say I'm too disappointed. I will be disappointed if we don't find someone else. But if there's, for example, if Bradley Barcola joins Arsenal or something like that, I won't be too worried really about the Morgan Rodgers move to Chelsea. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I think, you always want to see top players at your club. I think Chelsea fans can be very pleased with that. And I'm sure that Arsenal will get their left winger, because that's really what Arsenal are looking for. And I was saying that, we have just signed Solis. So, who is obviously pretty decent, but a little untested at the very top level. So, a nice Trossard replacement. We'll see how high his ceiling is. Could be a really interesting player. Wonder if he will enter FPL conversations at any point in the season, but certainly not someone we're going to be looking at immediately, right? Is Kane a transfer out to free up funds? Definitely, possibly. Definitely, possibly. A little bit of a contradiction there, but what I mean by that is, yeah, he's definitely a player you can consider to remove, but by no means a player you must remove. I think there are other ways to free up cash. For example, I think we're probably going to see Elise not in the squad. We'll find out in 20 minutes. But we might see Elise not in the squad. And if that's the case, actually downgrading Elise could be a very smart way to free up some budget. And we could see, I'm still not totally against the idea. If you have Yamal, I know he's playing in the final and that sounds brilliant. I'm not totally against losing Yamal. I would actually predict Kane probably to outscore Yamal this game week. Well, this match day, should I say. I mean, certainly we're expecting more goals from England than we are Spain. So, could it be a fun one? Like Bobby mentioned earlier, could be a fun game this evening. I mean fun as in lots of goals, fun for the neutral, two teams with nothing to lose, just going at it. Whereas tomorrow's game could be a little cagey. Obviously, it's going to be much more exciting game because it's winning the World Cup in that sense. But from a fantasy football perspective, I think I do fancy someone like Kane a little bit more than Yamal, but both players could be sacrificed, I think. Rocker's here, 26k rank and a top 10k goal. I think it's doable. Luke says, Baena looks so promising but doesn't deliver. Yeah, he has these moments, doesn't he? Where it's like he's almost getting those fantasy points, always getting those goals. Almost getting those goals, almost getting those assists. Spain, I have found consistently so difficult this tournament to actually nail down who is going to get the attacking returns, because it's been pretty much random. And I know people say, well, Arthur Bale, totally valid. Now he's on penalties. I think if we knew he was on penalties a little bit earlier, we may have actually fancied him a little bit more and Yamal a little bit less, actually. Pedro Porro has obviously scored twice this tournament, but they're his first 2 goals for Spain in his career. So talk about random. Marino coming off the bench and scoring. If Marino's not starting, it makes him a pretty difficult player to pick. Ruiz has scored, hasn't he? We've had some interesting assists from the likes of Kabasi and Olmo. It's all over the place with these. All of them are capable of scoring or assisting. It just happens to have not been Baena recently, which is a little bit frustrating if you're a Baena owner, but it is what it is. Is Baena a keep? I mean, for 6 million... he's still probably the best value, unless we get something interesting come up in the France and England rotations. He's the best value midfielder that you're going to really have access to. So from that perspective, I think he's you could upgrade him if you have the free transfers. But yeah, like I mentioned, I have a feeling we are going to have to make a few France and England related transfers as a top priority. We'll see. Reece James still below 5% picked. Might keep him if he starts. I'm not convinced that he will be starting. Yeah, picked up an injury in that last game, so I'm a little concerned about Reece James. Have a feeling Rodri will score tomorrow. Look, that guess is as good as any other, I have to say. Jackie says, so annoyed and disappointed after the England game. I did all my transfers and decided I wasn't going to watch them anymore. Calm down now and stuck with my choice from then. Hopefully we'll be okay. Fingers crossed, Jackie. Hopefully you've brought in some France players if you have that little faith in England, I guess. Storm with an interesting factoid here. If Mbappe wins today, he will have the gold, silver and bronze World Cup medals. Not a bad little collection there. Of course, I would prefer it if England did finish third. Would be our best World Cup finish since 1966, which we'll definitely take. I know it's a bit of a farce, this third place playoff game, but I think, the players will want to go down in history, or at least temporarily, as the second best England World Cup performance of all time. There will definitely be some motivation there. Don't you worry about that. France, I don't know. Don't know about France. They've kind of been there, done that recently as well. A lot of these players have already been there, done that. Either won the World Cup, finished second. When a lineup's out, about 15 minutes. When do you think Premier League fantasy will be out? FPL. If I had to guess, Joseph, I would say probably in the next week. I think what we usually see with Fantasy Premier League is every year they start teasing player prices. They do some price. By the way, just to be completely transparent, I don't know. I don't have the information. I don't have any insider knowledge or anything like that. Yeah, we'll find out at the same time. But typically, we'll see a few days of price reveals. So we'll find out, they'll tell us how much Haaland is going to cost. They'll tell us how much Gabriel is going to cost and Morgan Rogers and this, that and the other. And then after a decent amount of players have been price revealed, they'll launch the game. So what I think is probably going to happen is from Monday, I would imagine, after the World Cup's concluded, everyone's mind is off the World Cup. Perhaps if you're Spanish or Argentinian, you probably, your mind will not be off the World Cup and you'll still be very much thinking about it if you are the winner. But for the majority of other fans, the mind is going to be off the World Cup come Monday. So FPL will use that opportunity to start teasing the game for the new season. And yeah, we'll get some prices, and then they'll do a drop of the game. And I think, if I had to guess, Thursday, Friday of next week, if I had to guess right now, that would be my prediction. Which will be quite nice for me, because it will give me Monday, Tuesday, you know, perhaps Wednesday to kind of prepare, make a few new graphics, you know, get everything in order, ready to make some, hopefully, much improved videos. I've got like pages and pages of notes on how to improve my FPL videos for the new season. So I think you guys are going to like what we've got coming up for the new year. I really hope, anyway. I really hope. Are you going to do a full day stream again on the day you predict FPL will launch? We need to do Team Name World Cup. Oh, we could do, couldn't we? No, I think, yeah, the plan certainly will be to try to attempt the full day stream on launch day once again. That's definitely something we'll be looking to do. So looking forward to that. But yeah, don't know when that'll be yet. Don't know when that'll be. Stay tuned, I suppose, guys. But yeah, if you haven't got involved, I'd love to hear is if any of you guys absolute FPL virgins. That sounds like an insult, actually. That sounds like someone who plays a lot of FPL to the extent that they don't have much of an intimate life. Perhaps I could describe myself as a bit of an FPL virgin. But what I mean by that, have we got anyone here who has been playing World Cup Fantasy but is yet to dip their toes in to Fantasy Premier League? And if not, are you tempted? Are you tempted? I'd love to hear if we're going to have any new players. And if you can't, chat, hit the subscribe button, guys. Once you've hit the subscribe button, you can join in the chat. The chat is unlocked. So who we got here? P Glue says, "Yep, but FPL seems scarier." Scarier? I don't know. It's more of a undertaking because it's, you know, a full year rather than a full month, pretty much. However, I would say that it's a lot more forgiving in many ways, because you don't have to change your captain, you don't have to make manual substitutions. Each week you just set your team, you throw your hands back behind your head like this, you kick your feet upon the desk, and you let it run. Din also a newbie to FPL, or you know, haven't played yet. Euros and World Cup, FPL seems like too much work and time. I genuinely don't think it is. I think it's actually less work and less time in, like, within the space of a week. Like, you'll be spending more time during the World Cup, during World Cup Fantasy in a week during the World Cup Fantasy. You'll be spending more time on your fantasy team than you will be on your FPL team, without a shadow of a doubt. Because it is much more simplified than World Cup Fantasy. It's just played over a longer period of time, if that makes sense. Honestly, I would recommend to anyone who's not done it before, just like give it a go. Or not necessarily give it a go, but just like make a team for game week 1. And, you know, if it goes okay, you can carry on playing. If you don't want to, you know, transfers roll as well. So if you make a team for game week 1 in FPL and then just leave it for a month, you can come back to it and it will stack all of your transfers. You will have built transfers up over the course of that time. So you can come back in, drop in and do your team once a month if you want to. Make 4 or 5 changes once a month. And there you go. You have auto subs, you have auto captain switches in FPL. I would say actually it's pretty low effort, and you might find you'll enjoy it. FPL's more hectic. I couldn't agree less. Daniel Wiseman's here. I'm doing good, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well as well. What are your thoughts on FPL Challenge? It's not for me. Yeah, don't really get that format, to be honest. Don't really get it. Maybe I just need to try it out, to be honest. Urunab says, I watch your videos almost twice a week when I make my FPL team. You're the best FPL. I love your content. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say. I appreciate it. The team's out, not quite, but we are getting close. We are getting close. What about the draft version? You like that version? So I did used to play the draft version of FPL, but I actually moved over to Sleeper, who also do draft, Premier League draft, but I think it's much better, to be honest. I think, yeah, Sleeper as an app, and this is not me promoting them, although I have promoted them in the past. This is not me being paid to say this. They genuinely do a much better job of draft format generally. A lot of people who play NFL fantasy, draft NFL, or maybe even basketball as well, they use Sleeper, the app Sleeper, to do their draft leagues. And yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great. I want to create football content like you. Any suggestions? My suggestion would be just to give it a go. I think whilst you're learning, certainly trying to imitate other people when you're making content, I think it's a really good way to start, because you can learn how to do a lot of the things, learning how to make graphics, learning how to build your confidence in front of camera, and what have you. And yeah, and then throughout time, develop your own style, I guess. But yeah, I think my biggest advice for anyone who does want to get stuck in making any kind of content, whether YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever, is just start it. Just give it a go. So many people, and there'll probably be a few people who relate to this in chat, who have maybe thought about making some kind of content about something. It doesn't have to be football related. It could be, I don't know, baking. I don't know, any bakers in the chat. But yeah, a lot of people get stuck in that phase of, oh, I've got this idea. I'm going to do this at some point. Oh, I really will do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to start next week. Oh no, maybe now's not quite the right time. Oh no, I'm feeling a little bit nervous about going in front of camera. What will people think? Maybe now's just not the right time. People get stuck in this kind of loop for sometimes years. And I would say just go for it, because the earlier you start, the more time you're going to have to build that experience. Things aren't going to be perfect right away. Now, Andrew, genuinely imitate people, because when you first start something, if you are going absolutely brand new into content creation, with all due respect, it is a very competitive market out there. And until you know the basics, or even the intermediaries, not even the basics, the intermediaries, you're just not really going to get that much traction, unfortunately, unless you really have come up with an incredible idea. But even if you've got an incredible idea, if you can't edit, you can't, do well in front of camera, etc., you're going to struggle. And sometimes the best way is just to see, what are other people doing? Let's build my skills by doing that. And then after that, you can start to build your own kind of brand, I guess. Plus, Ukiba says, the perfect time to start never comes. I could not agree more, my friend. I could not agree more. Be yourself. No one's interested in a BTEC FPL Mate. Be yourself. I'm not telling people to change their personality entirely, but, like when you're learning to, I don't know, maybe you're in art class as a kid, the first step isn't, right, go create your own wonderful piece of artwork that is your own. You start off by learning, maybe trying to imitate the styles of others, and then figuring out your own path once you've kind of built that basic set of skills. When you're, like we spoke about baking, you're not going in first day of baking anything in your life and just trying to do something for yourself. You're looking up recipes from someone who's kind of a little bit more experienced. You're giving their version a go. Do you know what I mean? I think that's just a great way to start, because it takes the pressure off the creativity a little bit, but it allows you to build those essential skills. Jonah says, are you named after my legend Dan Burn? Not that I'm aware of. No. I think Dan Burn probably would have not been very old by the time I was named. It's like learning a musical instrument. You take inspirations from the OGs. Yeah, you learn Smoke on the Water, don't you? You don't go straight in on your on like, right, lesson 1. I want to see some creativity. Go bring out the craziest riff. Nah. Smoke on the Water. Down, 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 down. Is that the one? There's the other one. Down, 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 down. The first lessons on guitar, aren't they? The first lessons. What will you do after the World Cup? FPL, my friend. Fantasy Premier League. What's your predicted lineups for tonight? I'm thinking rotation, my friend. I'm thinking rotation. Mbappe will play. I'll say that. I think Dembele will play. Mate, I've got to catch up with someone who's 21 points ahead of me. Any tips of or crazy punts? I'll tell you in a few minutes when the lineups are out. We might even have leaks. We might even have leaks by now. Let me check my phone. Don't know. I've seen predictions, but no leaks thus far. We've seen all kinds of predictions, to be fair. Some saying Elise's playing, some saying Dembele playing. Very few saying Digne and Koundé starting, unfortunately. How do you, pop a message in and try and remind me? I mean, yeah, go for it. But I think, to be honest, as soon as these lineups come out, I'm going to be on those crazy punts myself. Like, I'm looking for a Cherky, I'm looking for a Thuram or a Mateta. These are the kind of punts I'm looking for, really. It's got to be an attack. I think a French attacker or two who are currently not in many people's teams. That's what we're after, I think, if you're trying to close the gap a little bit. Certainly myself. Andrew says, score predictions. I reckon 5-1 France and 2-1 Argentina. Can't see Argentina scoring twice against Spain. But then again, I thought France would score against Spain. Like, I'm making the opposite point. How many transfers we get in the final? You should all have 6 transfers right now. It's a decent amount. Decent amount. You can certainly do some work with that. Certainly do some work. Right. Come on, guys. We've got to be getting close now. I'm going to check the Instagram. Because we got Spain on Instagram first last time, didn't we? I wonder if France do a similar thing. Well, Equipe de France. Nothing yet. Let's see. England. Instagram. Nope. Check Twitter. England. Nope. France. Oh wait, just search Equipe again. Oh no, maybe not. What's the Twitter for France's national football team? Can't find it. Don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing the lineups anywhere yet, but like it will be within the next couple of minutes. We'll get it. We will get it. Don't you worry about that. How wonderful to play in another World Cup final. Go Argentina. Well, I mean, good luck, I suppose. Oh, no, I can't lie. I will be Team Spain tomorrow. I can't lie. I just saw a pic of you in Orlando Pirates jersey. Never knew you were a South African fan. Hey, I got a South African jersey somewhere as well. I was wearing it earlier in the tournament a couple of times. And I got like 3 Orlando Pirates jerseys. They're my African continent club team. What time is the lineup normally out? Anytime between an hour and a half to, I'll say an hour 30 to an hour 20 before the games. So we're talking within the next 10 minutes. Really within the next 8 minutes, I would expect it to be out in full. Google AI has the lineups apparently. If you want to trust it. How many transfers are you making? 6. I'll make 6. No doubt I'll make 6. Tuchel ruined your fantasy week. Nah, honestly, I would say, I mean, maybe a little bit, but I would say that really France's poor performance, that's what really screwed me over. Whoa, is the stream still up? Saying I just lost 700 viewers. Did YouTube just crash? Still up. That's weird. That's weird. What the hell? Oh, no, it's fixed itself now. I think I just must have had a bug on my end. That's weird. Anyway, what club team do you follow? Arsenal. Thank you guys for confirming that you are still here. Mucho apreciado. All right, let's get on England. England. Or what do we care more about, like, in all honesty? What's the Twitter account for France? If I just search France and go people, it's this. Équipe de France. Show me your lineup. Everyone may be going to check the lineups and come back. Yeah, maybe. They went to Gianni's stream. Merde. No. No. Stay right here. Right here. When's the FPL content coming? I might even make a video tomorrow, low-key. I'm thinking about it. Like, I'm very tempted to just, like, take the next few days to prepare for the actual launch of the game, but I also kind of want to get stuck in. Okay. Come on, France. Do I know Gianni personally? I do, yeah, I do. It's all good fun. He doesn't live super far from me. We actually grew up in a similar area. If the lineups are here, we will be here. I'm sure, yeah, as soon as the lineups are out, I'm sure you guys will be telling me. But I am going to keep refreshing because I am quite keen to know. It's 1K views, 1K concurrent viewers. We got to pump those likes up, guys. Can we hit a like? There was an advert for you? Oh, maybe it's that. Yeah, guys, can we shoot for... Well, I mean, we'll be shooting for 500 likes on the stream, as always. If we can get to, like... 250 now? Is that possible? Hit that button, guys. It's free, and it takes, like, 1 second. I understand if your phone is not immediately in your hand or you're watching on a TV or something. I get it. It's a little more annoying to click the like button. But if you're on your mobile phone or, you know, you've got a tab open on one of your monitors on your PC or something, come on, man. It's so easy. It's so easy, and it helps out the channel so much. It really does. This is my job, man. I need all the help I can get. Already smashed that like when I joined as muscle memory. That's my guy. That's my guy. Today, Turkey brace. Hey, I can believe that. I can believe that. Turkey starts. You getting the leaks, Ryan? Getting the leaks in, Ryan, already. Top 4K, Philippe. Very nice. Lineups out on the FIFA website? Sweet. Sweet. Okay. Let's head over. Match center. We'll have a look. Gosh, we'll have a look. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. Interessant. Did someone say no Kane? What the hell, boy? Dean Henderson, con suspension. Oh my word! What is going? What am I seeing? Still no Manu. All this and Manu still can't get in the squad. What is this? It's 100% rotation. Dean Henderson, Esri Konsa, Mark Gahey. Mark Gahey keeps his place. Jed Spence keeps his place. Gerald Kwanzaa is back following suspension. Rice is back and captain's aside. Well, Rice was playing last game, but Rodgers starting again. So there are a few players starting again. Eza starting, Saka starting, Rashford starting, Tony starting. Me, oh my, no Gordon as well. Wow. As an Arsenal fan, WTF are Rice and Saka doing here? Yeah, kind of agreed, actually. Kind of agreed. This is wild. Okay, let's check some prices. Let's check some prices. Oh, my word. England are going to get pumped. Pumped. I wanted to see what the odds are saying. Let's check Joe's thingy. Okay. Right. France's projected goals are, they're trending upwards. And England trending downwards. Oh, my word. Yeah, look. Dropping. Yeah, we'll see how that progresses over the next hour. Okay. So let's check out England first. No Dembele was the headline and pretty much, well, same goalkeeper, entirely changed defense for France. Lacroix actually stayed in, didn't he? But yeah, I want to check out some prices for these England guys because, yeah, funnily enough, I did not commit the price of Ivan Toney to my memory. It didn't happen. Saka 9.5, we know about him. Eza 8 million, is it worth a punt? Probably not. Rashford 7.5, I don't hate. Tony 7.5. Could do it. Rodgers 7.2. Probably not going Rice. Lots of bench players here. Konsa. Is there like a cheap... Henderson 4.2 as a goalkeeper. If you've already got a goalkeeper from the Spain-Argentina game and you fancy going like really cheap on a goalkeeper, Dean Henderson 4.2 is right there. Kwanzaa 4.4 for a defender, I guess, is pretty cheap as well. To be honest, not massive on the England defence for this game. I can't lie. I think, yeah, maybe England defenders is not the play. Like if you have them already and you have a bigger issues, then fine. I'm not about taking hits this week, really. Man, I want to know what Manu did. I know. There's something going on there, isn't there? But yeah, okay. So really we're looking at Rashford 7.5, Tony 7.5. Is Saka worth a punt at 9.5? My concern with Saka is that I think he will get an early sub. But then again, Tony, can we see a world in which Tony and Watkins get like 45 minutes each? But bro, budget is no longer an issue. No Dembele, Kane and Jude. Yeah, fair point. All right. Well, I'm in some degree of trouble here. I can't lie. Basically, I screwed myself last week. But by the way, this is an unprecedented... I've been talking this week saying the rotations, it's never as bad as people think there will be. Most players usually play and everything's absolutely fine. I have to say, that is proving very much to not be true. I'm going to currently just click transfer out on all of the players who I have who aren't starting. And it's a grand total of 8 players. That's like most of my squad. That's mad. Manu is injured according to Sky Sports. Interesting. This is nuts. What happened to banking on England easy win? Who did that? Not me. I always said that game was 50-50 against Argentina. I said it was a really tight one. Where are you seeing the lineups? I'm on the FIFA website, but I imagine they're also posted on social media at this point. Will Porro start? I think he will. I think he will. I can't be 100% sure, but I think he will. So just a reminder, guys, the England lineup: Henderson, Konsa, Gahey, Spence, Quansah, Rice, Rogers, Eza, Saka, Rashford, Tony, which means no Pickford, no O'Reilly, no Stones, no James, no Bellingham, no Kane, no Gordon. It is an unprecedented. I actually can't believe that England have essentially given up on trying to finish third place. Like, that's wild to me. Like, fair enough, give some players some experience, but like, it's arguably disrespectful what Tuchel is doing. This could be England's like second best ever World Cup performance, and he's throwing out this lineup. Just my opinion. Is this a guaranteed? Well, I mean, these, presumably are the official lineups that have been submitted to FIFA. Yeah, I mean, these are not predictions. Magnon starts. We've got Gusto, Canate, Hernandez, Lacroix. So even like Upamecano, Digne, Koundé. Man. Like, the midfield is completely changed, really, isn't it? Cherki's super interesting, by the way. Cherki is so very interesting. To the extent where I can just categorically say that Cherki is going to come into my team. Like, let's just lock that in right now. And as tempted as I am to go for Tony, I think I'd rather go with Yarthabal. I think. But Tony is a kind of a fun pick. Let's see where my budget takes me. I'm going to have to keep some of these players, aren't I? I might just go one goalkeeper, to be honest. Let's just work through this. So James I will want to replace. I'm going to bring a Cucurella like as a kind of no-brainer. Has the app crashed? Not that I'm aware of. Gusto or Hernandez, 0.1 in it. I'm going to say Gusto. I think these days, Gusto perhaps a little more attacking threat on the national side. Are you going to buy your Mal? No, I'm not. I am going to go probably for another England midfielder, to be honest. And then I just basically need to decide 2 players to keep despite them not playing. I think let's go for some attackers, though. Let's try and chase some upside here. Because in all likeliness, there'll be like 1 clean sheet in this match day. Let's think here. England have Rashford, Rogers, Saka, Eza. France have Doué, basically, that I'm missing. Is there perhaps a bigger argument for someone like Rashford? Don't hate it. Means we're going to have to keep Paredes as well, which is frustrating. Can I take Rafri in final? Is that an Argentina joke? Maybe. Am I taking hits? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. Thank the heavens above. Magnon is starting. He's my only keeper. Yeah, mine too now. Mine too. I can't believe how screwed over I've been in the tournament was going so well for me. Absolutely been screwed over by Matchday 7 and 8. Oh well. What medium of England is best to punt, I guess? Or pick? Definitely the attack. Definitely the attack. Rashford looks so bad when he plays, followed by Rashford is a no-brainer because he's up against Doué. What is the best English midfielder? I think it might be Rashford. Are we keeping O'Reilly? I probably will, to be honest. I probably will. I'll probably... what I'll probably do is keep Pickford and O'Reilly, play with 1 goalkeeper. I think that's just going to have to be the way. Like, this is actually crazy. I cannot believe this is happening. And I'm so sorry for anyone who feels misled throughout the week about rotation. This is, first of all, this is not the third place playoff we were expecting. Well, maybe some of you guys were, but like certainly it was the least likely scenario. And also, this is unprecedented. We've never seen this amount of rotation in a third place playoff. And, you know, that's kind of, I can tell a lot of people are panicking because every couple of minutes I'm checking my stream and there's another 100 people who've just joined. So I know a lot of people are panicking right now, and you know you're completely justified in that, I think, to be honest. Man, okay. Let's see here. So, where else am I going to go? Do I really want to go triple Spain defense? Honestly, not really. Maybe. Am I taking a hit here? Nah, surely not. Surely not. Let's leave Dean out. Maybe we bring Kunde back in, and maybe we do actually switch out Paredes after all, because we're going to have a whole bunch of money in the bank here. So let's think here. Sorry, guys. I know I probably should be helping you guys about your team as well, but just trying to think through this using my own team, and then from that, I think I can probably will be in a slightly better place. Kunde's not playing though. I've got to keep some players who are not playing. I've got to try and think who is possibly going to come off the bench and maybe do something. So I know I'm well aware that Kunde's not playing, but like I've got 8 players not playing and 6 transfers. So, you know, it's there is certainly some compromises that are going to need to be made unless I want to take hits. And honestly, I just don't think that'll be worth it. Chocolate Lovin says, can we bank on anyone maybe getting subbed in? Well, this is kind of where I'm at now. So I don't think Reece James will get subbed in because of his injury. To be fair, Dembele probably does get subbed in. So there's an argument to keep Dembele. I think O'Reilly gets subbed in as well. Pickford obviously is not going to get subbed in. Dina, I'm not sure on. Kind of on the fence with Dina. I think there's a world in which he doesn't get subbed on. I think Dembele will, yeah. Would you ditch the max captain if you had the wild card? If I had the wild card, I'd use the wild card, I think. And captain Mbappe. Gusto versus Hernandez. I'm leaning Gusto. Okay. If I were to do that, then Porro could come in here, and I would have 8.1 to spend on the midfielder, which would allow me to go for Rashi. So I would be essentially playing with a lot of players not starting. But, like, does Bellingham get subbed in? I don't know. I genuinely don't know if Bellingham gets subbed in or not. I'd be more confident in someone like Dembele getting subbed in. Best France defender. We're talking scouting bonus now, to be fair, aren't we? We are talking scouting bonus, so maybe a larger conversation needs to be had here. So let's go sort by selected percentage. I mean, Gusto's 0.5 and will likely get an early sub, like post 60, but pre 90. I quite like Gusto. You need Yamal? I don't think I need Yamal. I don't think anyone needs Yamal, honestly. I think if you're looking for goals, this France versus England game, this has chaos written all over it. Dembele is 10 mil though. 100% Johnny, but like I think given that Bellingham is out, Dembele is out, Kane's out, that frees up a lot of money. Joseph says, so unlucky I locked in before lineups were live. I don't know, man. If you knew you were going to be around after lineups were live, I don't know if I'd call that unlucky. Very respectfully. A learning experience, though, for sure. Though you're not going to have to use this information until Euro Fantasy in 2 years. Max captain or clean sheet shield? Clean sheet shield, honestly. When playing max captain, do you still need to pick a captain? You don't. No. You don't. I'm liking both Gusto and Hernandez. I mean, for sure, it's one of them. It's one of them. I think I'm slightly leaning Gusto, but like, if you want to save 0.1 million, I think Hernandez is absolutely fine. Make sure you pick the right Hernandez, though, because there's brothers. We've got Lucas Hernandez in here. And we've got Teo Hernandez. This is the one you want. I'm just going to, yeah, just going to verify that just in case. But yeah, Teo Hernandez is the one you want. So make sure you get the 5 million Hernandez. Because some people will make that mistake. Due or Olmo? Kind of on the fence with that one. I like both. I've got to choose one Martinez as sub. Which one? Defender and striker for Argentina, not the keeper. I mean, you can sub them on anyway tomorrow. I'd probably start with a forward. Why not take a hit? I mean, it's not 2 points at least because you can sub players off, right? Thoughts on Rodgers? He's filling in Jude number 10 position. Yeah, I mean, potentially. You could do. I do quite like Rodgers. Yeah, I think if I'm picking an England attacker, I'm a little bit skeptical on Tony because I wonder if it's going to be 45 minutes Tony, 45 minutes Watkins. But Rodgers could get decent minutes. Joe saw a tweet earlier that someone had made all their Matchday 8 transfers early in case of price changes. Oh, my word. Yeah, my poor, innocent, sweet summer child, whoever that was. Go Hard says, you saved me. I had Lucas Hernandez. That's what we do, my friend. That's what we do. Here to help. Righty-ho. Can Dembele score from the bench? Against this England lineup? Yes. Yes, he certainly can. So I might actually keep Dembele. I am tempted to maybe take 1 -3. Hit for a playing goalkeeper. I would take a hit to get 1 goalkeeper, but arguably that should be, if you have 0 goalkeepers, arguably that should be the first transfer you make. Right? I'm thinking, is it worth a hit for a defender? Probably not. But then also I'm sitting here looking at, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Campaign to check your Hernandez's sounds like a euphemism. Everyone, look down and check your Hernandez's. Now, for sure, the problem is, and my issue with taking -3s for defenders is that, yes, if we have like an O'Reilly or a Koundé, I think these are the kind of guys who will come on for 1 point. And there is a world in which, you know, if we're looking at England defenders as an example, England could concede 2 goals and then suddenly all their defenders are on 1 point anyway. France could feasibly concede 2 goals and all of their defenders are on 1 point anyway. Argentina could definitely, if they're starting, Argentina's starting defenders, they could easily concede 2 goals and be on 1 point anyway. So, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? If you're on a clean sheet shield, which I don't imagine many people will be, that's totally different. But, like, is it really worth a -3 when, I don't know, man, you could just bench these players? Or, you know, you look at particular defenders and think a lot of these guys could just lose their clean sheets anyway. Mate, Saka or Rodgers? It depends. I think Saka is probably the higher upside player when they're both on the pitch. But I just definitely see a Saka early sub off. And this is another problem. We're looking at the players who are starting right now and thinking, right, These players are starting, these players are not. And we're looking at that in very simple terms. But it's very clear from what we're seeing from both France and England that they're not taking this game very seriously, quite frankly. And we could definitely see a scenario where, you know, certain players play 45 minutes each. We could all be taking out Dembele and keeping Elise. And then, half time of the France game, Elise off, Dembele on. It's the same result, really, isn't it? 45 minutes. Man alive. This is not something I expected to contend with. This is not the stress I needed, to be honest, guys. And probably none of you either. It's not the stress we needed. This is meant to be the final chill match day of the tournament. We're going to have the lineups ahead of time. We're going to be able to have so much information, what to do with everything. And France and England have made an absolute mockery of this game. And people were saying earlier to me, the third place playoff has no right to be in this fantasy game. It shouldn't be part of this fantasy game. And when I saw those comments, I thought, you are boring people. It's a bit of fun to have the third place playoff in it. But if it's being treated like a glorified friendly, then yeah, perhaps it shouldn't be. Freddie says, with a super chat, thank you, Freddie, says, who do you like from this France-England game? I like Cherki. I like, obviously, still Mbappe. I like all of the attackers who are starting, is the short answer. I like Rashford. I like Rodgers. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Do we think Bellingham might come on? I think so. Do I like Tony? I'm very, very cautious on Tony. I'm very, very cautious on Tony. Because, like, it just screams 45 minutes on and then 45 minutes for Watkins. Hey, can you use your wild card today and max captain tomorrow? No, it's all one match day, so you can only use one booster per match day. Who do you think takes the final, mate? It's got to be Spain, really, hasn't it? A lot of people are telling me various players who are and are not starting. I'm well aware. It's just an unfortunate situation whereby... Wait, I still have one free transfer in this scenario? Wait, hang on. What did I do? So I did a Yardabal, Rashford, Cherki, Porro, Kukulea. Oh, I have one more. I still have one more. Oh, okay. Oh, in that case, maybe I would go for an extra defender here. I mean, I may as well keep O'Reilly. If he comes off the bench, he's got a decent attacking threat. You never know. We're trying to find anything we can at the moment, aren't we? So, is it worth going for a France defender who is starting, just in case England completely bottle it, which would not surprise me at all? Like a Mallow, a Marshmallow Gusto. Like, I don't hate that. Play with one goalkeeper. Play with O'Reilly and Dembele despite them being on the bench. Take Elise out. He doesn't start. What you talking about, Willis? Has the lineups changed? No, Elise very much starts. Lacroix will play 90. I don't want players who are going to play 90, honestly. Do Dembele to Yamal. I'm not that bothered about Yamal. I'm not that bothered. I know he's a very popular guy, but he's not only did he start the tournament not fully fit, but he's picked up another injury. He is going to play tomorrow, no doubt, but he is injured again. And he's clearly struggling through this tournament. Yeah, but Dembele is always. If Dembele comes on at half time, I'm aware Dembele is not starting. And I could just do a straight move, Dembele to Yamal. But, like, if Dembele comes on at 45 minutes, I fancy him more than Yamal, who will probably play, like, 75 minutes. And that's a possibility. Dembele can come off the bench and do some damage. Like, no doubt, if you prefer Yamal, absolutely go for it. I'm not clearly struggling. Isn't he in the final? Yeah, sure he is. He really is in the final. So is David Raya. How's he done this tournament? You know what I mean? It's Spain are a great team as a whole, but like, what are we denying that? I don't know what's going on here. Is this like Barcelona fans in the chat or something? Yamal has not had a good tournament. This is not breaking news. I thought we just all accepted this as fact. Who's worth a -3? I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone. You're not going to take a keeper for the final? I don't think I am, to be honest. I don't think I am. Is there any way to make up 20 points? I have max captain, but so do they. It depends how clued up your rival is. Like, I think definitely Ryan Cherky is a big opportunity. Someone like, Gusto or Hernandez, Teo Hernandez, definitely a very interesting. Why Rashford instead of Doué? Minutes, to be honest. I can't. I know that Doué is the kind of guy. If we're getting 45-minute subs for France, it's going to be someone like Doué who will come off, and Dembele will come in. I know people really don't like this Dembele shout. You know what? I'm going to do 2 teams, guys. I'm going to do one to appease people in the chat, and I'm going to do one that I actually like. Okay, well, let's do the appeasing team first of all. We'll put Yamal in. Guarantee the chat now switches and says, Yamal, he's been terrible all tournament. Why are you picking Yamal? Because that's football. We'll take out Kane. We'll just take out everyone who I think people will dislike. 1, 2, 3, and we'll go 2 goalkeepers. I think people will really like the look of that. All right, this is going to look. This is my team for show. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, maybe I made one too many transfer here. I might have to leave Pickford in. No, you know what? This team, I'm going to take a load of hits as well. So people look at it and think, wow, Dan, you really know what you're doing. Let's go. Yardabow. I am going to stick with Rashford. I am going to stick with... We said Cucurella and Porro. I think they're pretty clear guys to go for. All right. So this is no hits. It is 1, 2... Well, I'm presuming on tomorrow's game, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 starters. Wow, you guys, you really like the Yamal shout. Yeah, I know. I cooked with that one, didn't I? Absolutely cooked with that Yamal shout, right? Wow. Like, I must be a genius. Only reason for Yamal is to hate watch Argentina. Yeah, fairs. Guys, you're doing great. You're doing a great job in the chat. I have to admit, you're doing an absolute great job here. I'm going to read some of this out after we do the super chat. Sandy says, I have 1 point lead. What would you do to stay top? Smart transfers, low risk. Let your opposition take the risk. Pick a front 3 of Messi, Yardabow, and Mbappe. Pick at least... I need Cherky. Have I got the budget? I do. I need Cherky for this team. Yes. You know what? I look at this team. I don't actually hate it, to be fair. Yeah, pick Cherky. Pick minimum 2 Spain defenders. I try and get to 3 Spain defenders. And just pick players who are starting. Remove players who aren't playing. Bring in players who are playing. You don't need to take any risks, really. Rage Lins, who says Rashford out for Cherky. Oh, for this team. Oh, yeah, for sure. Cherky's the guy, right? Why are you picking Messi? You can't start 4th game in 3 weeks. It can. Do you think Spence gets subbed early? Maybe. If you have him, keep him. But, like, I'm not buying... Like, I'm telling you guys, do not buy England. Unless it's, like, a cost-saving exercise, which I don't think you'll need, given the amount of major players being benched. Unless it's a cost-saving exercise, do not buy England defenders, guys. Honestly, England are going to concede. It's not possible to play multiple boosters in one match day. No. Why do you think Saka will only play 60 minutes? Fitness concerns. Fitness concerns. Spence is starting. For sure, Spence is starting. But, you know, like I kind of mentioned, England, I have some concerns that they will concede a whole bunch of goals, and also halftime subs. It's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be chaos. Credit to Dan for doing his best to give actionable advice for someone wanting to hold a 1-point lead. It's just like whenever you're in the lead, I don't care if it's 1 point, 5 points. Let other people take the risk. Let other people take the risk if you're leading. Like, even if like you're down by 1 or 2 points, I'd probably still say count on the other person being stupid and just play smart. That's probably the safest way to win. O'Reilly not starting. I can't deal with this. I'm just gonna have to for my fake team. I'm just gonna have to remove O'Reilly, aren't I? And Kunde. Otherwise, the chat is just going to keep telling me things I already know. Leonard, thank you very much for the super sticker there. Not quite enough moolah to enter any messages there, but I don't care. Put a message in the chat, Leonard. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Okay, let's do this -6 team. Which risks are good? Cherky. Cherky's good. Tempted to out Bayona and bring in McAllister for minutes. I would not be tempted by that, really. No. I would say that Bayona's got just as good of a chance to get attacking returns as McAllister, honestly. And if you've got other... I certainly wouldn't take a hit to do that. If you've got other priorities, I would make other things a priority. I would not be taking hits to remove like perfectly good playing players. Bayona hasn't got as many like attacking returns as someone like Olmo recently, but I do think that is purely incidental, and I don't think that is necessarily something that's predictable going forward. Like what I mean by that is looking at tomorrow, I think Olmo and Bayona, they're just as likely as each other to get an attacking return, so it doesn't really feel like it's worth a transfer. Right, who would my hits be? There, I'd go Gusto and you can get a pretty decent team for a -6 here, but what would you do if you still had a wild card for Matchday 8? I'd go Magnon, Simon, Cucurella, Porro, Gusto, Hernandez, Taliafico. I'd go in midfield, Elise, Cherky, Rashford. Yamal, if you can afford Yamal, fine, but if not, no big deal. Baena, Rogers, maybe. I don't know exactly what would be affordable. And then up front, Messi, Oyarzabal, Mbappe. So that's pretty much 15 players. Like, it's near enough a full team for you. So hopefully you can work off something like that. Okay, so let's just throw in Hernandez here for my fake team. Right. Is this fake team a team that is the most vanilla, not going to upset anyone? Algo Nilsson says Jamal and Due or Cherky and Olmo. Honestly, Cherky and Olmo. Honestly. I think Cherky is the big opportunity for this match day. I mean, ideally, you'd have Yamal and Cherky, wouldn't you? But if it's not possible, yeah, Cherky and Olmo. I also think you get more minutes out of Cherky and Olmo, honestly. Cherky updated to over 5%. Is that factual? The Soli, I've got a thing on that, haven't I? Is that true, though? Oh, yeah, hell yeah. He's well over. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. He's still worth going for. Why a fake team? To protect scouting bonus? No, nothing to do with that, actually. I'm more than happy to share my real team, but people were very upset that I didn't have Yamal in my real team. So I've made a, this is my pandering team, where I'm pandering to people who really want me to have Yamal. Rogers or Rashford? I think I prefer Rashford. High risk, high reward players. Someone like Rashford, genuinely. Someone like Rashford, someone like Rodgers. You could definitely argue Tony is high risk, high reward as well. And genuinely, I know people hate this idea, and it's absolutely fine if you do. But someone like Dembele, everyone's going to be selling Dembele now that lineups are out. Everyone's going to be selling Dembele at the top ranks. If Dembele comes on off the bench and scores against one of the worst England teams I've seen since the mid 2010s, and Dembele can very easily do that, then suddenly, people are going to regret removing Dembele. And it's so feasible. So feasible. We're talking one of the best players in the world, coming off the bench, fresh legs, against a terrible looking England team who clearly just are not looking to win this game at all, are just playing for fun. So yeah, if we win a penalty, who do you think takes it? Oh, for sure Tony. For sure Tony takes a penalty. Which is why I think he's an interesting risk. I just don't think I'm personally willing to go there. One of the best Argentine midfielders. I don't know if I'm super hyped on Argentina midfielders, to be honest, but if I had to pick one, it would maybe be McAllister. Joe says, despite all of the rotation, Dean Henderson is the only player making his World Cup debut tonight. Wow. There you go. So they're not even got personal motivation there. Brother, you missed my super chat? I'm so sorry, Michelle. Let's try and find it. Oh, here we go. I do apologise. Rashford or Doué or Olmo. Choose one. Cherky 5.7. I mean, Doué's over 5 as well, no? Yeah, 6.9. Nice. Rashford, 2.6. Rashford gets you a scouting. I mean, it's Cherky you pick. Rashford, Doué, and Olmo. Choose one. Genuinely, any one of those could pop off. Any one of them. Joe, what are your odds saying? Have we had any major shifts? Okay, so England's projected goals have dropped. Yeah, they've dropped. But France has actually increased slightly. And their clean sheet odds have gone up. That makes sense with England's goals projected dropping. Thing is, I just think Olmo is the worst of the three, but probably plays the most minutes. I think. Doué is probably the best of the three, but probably plays the least minutes. So, okay, let me answer it this way, Michelle. And I appreciate you want a direct answer, but this is the best you're going to get from me, unfortunately, because they're all good. They're all fine. None of them are world-beating. None of them are must-have players. All of them are kind of those complementary, supplementary kind of players you put in your team. But if you want minutes, you want reliable minutes, Olmo, he's your safe bet. If you want high risk, high reward, go for Doué. If you want something closer to the middle, but probably closer to risky than safe, then Rashford. So if you don't want to full commit to risk, maybe Rashford. But if you want to be sensible, Olmo is your guy. Just there's nothing huge. Slight push towards France. Looks like this mass rotation was either well known privately or 2 times rotated squads balance each other out. Yeah, there's some sense in that. There's some sense in that. Currently on quadruple Spain defense and no Messi. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. But it could pay off. It really could. Gusto or Laporte? I mean, assuming you already have Cucurella and Porro, I think I'd take Gusto over Laporte. Cherky or Yamal? Cherky, man. Cherky, man. You got clean sheet odds wrong on the left for France and England? Oh, do I? Oh, yeah, they're the wrong way around. And also they've changed, but I'll just swap them back. Like they're gonna change. They're gonna change. We've got like 45 minutes. They'll change it again, probably. As long as we get it roughly in the right ballpark. What are the win odds now? 68% France. Jeez. Best midfielder other than Cherky? Can we say Elise? This is my real team, by the way, guys. Which I think I like. I think I like this. Who would you use as 12th man? Something like Yamal, maybe. Burdes with the members chat says Dembele, Kane? Dembele, Kane, Digne, O'Reilly, and Jude out. What have I done wrong, mate? You've done nothing wrong, man. It's the least likely final of the four possible final matchups, which means the least likely third place game occurred, and then both England and France, for the first time that I can remember in a third place playoff, have fully committed to not committing, essentially. So this is unprecedented. It was a low probability scenario followed by another low probability scenario that's kind of compounded. No one's done anything wrong. It just kind of is what it is. And you play the cards in front of you. That's fantasy games, right? And how you deal with these adversities is often what defines your seasons. So we work with it. Thoughts on Yamal? I'm not hugely keen on Yamal. He's carrying a new injury. He's kind of not been fully there all tournament. And I just think if you're looking for goals, look at France, look at England. If you can isolate a player from England who you like, that is. With those odds, 3-0 England coming up. Hell yeah, man. Why not? Why not? Why not indeed? Paredes or Rashford? Oh, easy Rashford. Like unless you've already got Paredes, like don't pick Paredes. Like straight up, don't pick him. Can I get Saka into this team anyway? That's what I'm curious to know. As a bit of a risk, a bit of a punt. Could be interesting. I got 0.9 in the bank, so I'd need another 1.1. Where do I find that aside from selling Dembele? Selling Dembele is the only way, really. Yeah. All right, it's not happening. It's not happening. Unless I do Tony instead of a Yarthabal, that's possible. Yeah. Yeah, so look, I'm not taking hits. I'm going to say that. I've got 8 players who are not starting. I'm going to keep some of them. Is my truth. I'm going to play with one goalkeeper. I'm going to look at Dembele and think, potential for him to sub on. Let's just take that risk. Like, we're final match day. Depending on who you are, I feel I have nothing to lose. I'm not really competing in mini leagues or anything. I am largely playing this game for fun. Obviously, I'm trying to do well, but like, I don't mind taking a risk. If you don't want to take a risk, go Yamal over Dembele, Forget about Rashford. Take a hit if it makes you feel comfier. Keep Paredes and get rid of O'Reilly or Koundé. I mean, yeah, for sure you could do that. Are you not switching Pickford for Simon? Probably not. No, not for a hit. Not for a hit. I think that's probably looking through my team. If I've got 8 changes to make, I have to prioritize some more than others. Probably just keep Pickford and play with one keeper. Lots of people will be playing with one keeper. Orion says Simon for Martinez for a hit, chasing by 9 and have Magnon. No. If you do that, you'll be chasing by 12. I don't think you need to do that move. Like, what the best case scenario is that you're up by 4 points, realistically. Because you've got 2 playing goalkeepers. You should be able to get 3 points out from one of them. Particularly with Magnon playing the first game. So no, absolutely not worth a -3 in my opinion. Absolutely not worth a -3. Marino or O'Reilly, what to remove or to buy? I mean, O'Reilly, he's arguably a sell, isn't he? Gusto or Cucurella? Prefer Cucurella. I think Spain defenders are the priority, for sure. Best France defender between Gusto and Hernandez. Concert or O'Reilly? O'Reilly's not playing, guys. He's not starting. I can't stress this enough. Oh my word, the Dembele's bench chats are coming back. We're gonna have to switch to my back to my pandering team. Gusto Hernandez, there's next to nothing in it, really. I mean, if we compare the two recently, I think Gusto has been a little more attacking. I wonder if that's reflected in his why not France defender a priority? I think Spain are far more likely to keep a clean sheet than France. I say far more likely. They are clearly more likely. But, I don't know. So yeah, like Gusto, literally all within the last year, give or take. Assist against Spain, 2 assists against Azerbaijan, assist against Northern Ireland. This is in limited minutes as well. He'll get a nice early sub, lock in clean sheet points potentially there as well. Yeah, he's like... So 4 assists in 523 minutes. His returns per minute's really decent, and we know he's getting minutes. So then when we go to Teo Hernandez, who honestly could get a halftime sub with Lucas Hernandez, genuinely. That will be the sub. That's why I don't think Dino's going to get any minutes, because I think it'll be Teo Hernandez get subbed off for Lucas Hernandez at some point. Now Teo Hernandez has scored. And if I'm not mistaken, he scored at a major tournament as well. Because I remember having him in my fantasy team for a previous tournament. And he definitely got some attacking returns there. But I think, for some reason it's not loading properly. But if we can get to his national team page, I think the attacking returns have dried up a little bit recently. Yeah. So, in the same time as Doué with significantly more minutes, he has 1 assist. So, yeah. It's Gusto over Hernandez. I think that's kind of answered that question, hasn't it? Michelle again says, I am ahead of my mini league for 18. Is a -3 for... If you're ahead by 18 points, you don't need to take hits at all. Is a -3 for Simon instead of Martinez worth it? Absolutely, 100%. No, it is not worth doing a -3 to remove a playing goalkeeper for another playing goalkeeper at this stage of the tournament. Not worth it. Also, I don't know who to pick, Rashford, Olmo, or Doué. Nobody does. Nobody does. I don't know either, to be honest. It depends on your risk tolerance. If you want someone low risk, and maybe you do because you're winning, it's Olmo. If you want someone high impact, Rashford and Doué definitely fulfill that job. There is some temptation for me to go for Doué instead of Rashford and just try and cover everything. I'm just worried about subs, man. Best mid under 8 million. Top of my mini league by 30. Hey, you can just chill out and relax. Yeah, just go someone safe like Olmo. If you're winning, go safe. Isn't Saka a better pick than Rashford? I'm not sure, because I'm just worried that Saka's going to get early subs. Doué got 2 assists and a goal here in this tournament. 2 goals against Colombia. He has got brace potential there. And let's compare that with Rashford. Maybe I've got a little bit of, I don't know, nostalgia bias towards Rashford. because he used to cook in an England shirt, but actually he was weak. He wasn't great earlier on in the tournament, was he? But like, if this is an open game, then he's exactly the kind of player who could thrive in an open game. Let's just try this on for size, and then I'll go back to my pandering team. I promise. Is this overkill in the France attack? Is this all? I mean, let's put it this way: if I pick Elise, Dembele, Cherki, Doué, and Mbappe, and France score, I'm getting points. Probably getting the goal and the assist. Bro, half your team is not playing today. I don't know if that's true. I mean, oh yeah, actually, yeah. Half my team is not playing today. Half of the team is playing today. It kind of makes sense. Half the players in the game are playing today. So about half my team playing today and half playing tomorrow makes sense, I would say. Kabasi, Gusto, Cucurella, Molino. Who should I add? Pedro Porro. Porro or Cucurella? I think Cucurella, just because I know Cucurella is going to get minutes. Although Porro does have a minor injury issue that he has recovered from, but that could spell early subs. And we like early subs for defenders at this stage of the tournament. We like early subs. What about goalkeepers? If you can get a pairing of Magnon and Simon, then that's what I would do. Differential 12th man. Just go someone expensive as your 12th man, and that frees up budget for your main team. So go for, like, you know, if you haven't got Elise or Yamal, make them your 12th man. Or if you haven't got Messi, go for him. If you haven't got Mbappe for some reason, get Mbappe for a start. Benjamin says, I think Rodgers is the England attacker that looks most interesting, to be honest. Way more involved than anyone else in that attack. But the sample size is so small, so I don't know if we can say that with confidence. The reason I'm maybe thinking more about Rashford is because we have, albeit under different managers, really, a longer sample size or a deeper, more in-depth sample size of him thriving in an England shirt. Whereas Rodgers, there's really been that much evidence that he's heavily involved. He'll be playing a different position today as well. I do think he'll do well. And I don't get me wrong, I do really like Rodgers as a pick. It's really tough to pick between Rodgers, Rashford, Saka, Doué, Olmo. I put all these guys ahead of all Argentina defenders. I'll go on record and say that. Sorry, midfielders. So for sure, I'm picking these guys ahead of anyone from Argentina. Ahead of McAllister, ahead of Enzo. Jordan with the super chat. Thank you very much, Jordan. Says Dembele to Rash / Elise for free or punt the sub him. I think if you haven't got Elise, that seems a pretty obvious transfer. Why do you keep Dembele? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I know. People asking me about Dembele. I forgot to switch to my pandering team. There you go. Is that appeal more? Hopefully that appeals more. I only took a -6. No, from -6, it's not even the worst team. 2.3 in the budget and in the bank as well. Is it worth doing this? No, is it? No, it's not. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Borrow 5.5, only have 5 million. Then I guess it'll be Matey Kabasi. Tony is a punt. I'm still worried about Tony. I'm so worried he's going to get 45 minutes. Is this your real team or fake? Oh, this is for sure my fake team. I've made this team separately because people wanted me to have Yamal and they really didn't want me to keep Dembele. But I actually kind of want to keep Dembele. Porro's injured. Porro has recovered from his injury. He should be fine. Both him and Yamal actually missed training. But the latest news is that these guys, Porro and Yamal, are going to be fine to play. French or Spanish defense to 4 times or 5 times if I need to catch an 80 points with a max captain. Hell yeah, I like this. Okay, yeah, to be fair, a good way of catching up a lead is to go full stack on one defense, which is it's a hyper risky strategy. I tried it last week and it didn't work. But if you're happy to take a hyper risky strategy, I definitely prefer to go 5 times or 4 times or 5 times on Spain. I missed my chip last game week. This week, max captain or clean sheet shield. I think clean sheet shield. If France scores 2 or 3 goals, I ain't seen Dembele come in. Why not? I don't see why not. Triple France defense, chasing for 14 points. Yeah, you could do. I mean, I would prefer to go all in on Spain. But yeah, for those of you with multiple chips left, I think, honestly, Mbappe captain is probably going to be the best one regardless, given the way things have ended up. Like, Mbappe should do very well against England. He's just going to be pumping goals. So, sacrificing max captain chip to use a different booster might not be the worst idea, in all honesty. Thoughts on Zaire Emery? No. He's a defensive midfielder, man. Not worth going for. Mate, I told you I have Kabasi, Kukurea, Gusto Molina. Who should I add to the 5 million? I'm so sorry, Massador. Like, there's a lot of chats going on, and I can't have my full focus on your individual issues. Take Hernandez. There you go. Hernandez, 5 million, done. Yarthabal or Tony? Yarthabal for me. Are you going -6? No. And you're not going to take a hit. Why backing against England? So what? Can we just pause right now? Why am I backing against England? Is this a serious question? Is this a serious question? Olmo versus or Doué. Olmo if you want to play it safe, Doué if you want to take a risk. I mean, it's a fair question. Both teams are significantly weaker than usual. A weakened England is significantly weaker than a weakened France. Let's just put it that way. Turkey or Doué? Turkey over Doué for sure. What team am I actually going for? This is my actual team. Although I'm really not set on this Doué spot. And I'm thinking Rodgers or Rashford there, potentially. Maybe it is Rodgers. What's Rodgers is... Oh, I do like Doué, though. I do like Doué. I really do, And Doué, is there a world in which Doué plays like 80 plus minutes? I don't know. Rodgers is just like, is he as, like, how high is his ceiling realistically? It's not that high. The thing is with Doué is that there is genuine potential that Doué scores a brace. Genuine potential. But I'm backing heavily, so heavily France here. France attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 France attackers. I mean, Gusto's arguably an attacker. Doué or Olmo? The same answer to the last 1,000,000 times I've said Doué or Olmo. Doué if you want to take a risk, Olmo if you want to play it safe. I'm winning my league with plus 30 points and max captain card. Should I risk anything? No. No risks. No risks required. Am I blind in seeing Cherky subbed for Barcola? Doué stays on for 90? Like, it could for sure happen. It could for sure happen. I don't know how likely it is, though. Love the Orlando Pirates jersey. Thank you, my friend. I love Orlando Pirates and their jerseys too. Burudez says, okay, I think I've solved 90% of the puzzle. Last transfer out is either a second goalkeeper, Omagnon, or Marino to a 10.6 million midfielder. Squad currently Ruiz, Cherky, Doué, and Elise. Yamal, Saka, Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes gone home. Gone home weeks ago. I mean, if you've got 10.6 million just chilling in the bank, like, just go Yamal, I think. Play the upside. Go with one goalkeeper. You're joking with BJ, obviously. BJ? BF? Luke says, ranking order, Olmo, Doué, Saka, Yamal. I mean, is money no issue? We're assuming that you have infinite money. Then probably Yamal, Saka, Doué, Olmo. But, like, the problem is, I don't think that it's a straight ranking order. This is and I'm getting so many midfield questions today. Who is better? I don't think there's one answer, and I wish I could. I love to try and simplify things for fantasy in particular, but I don't think there's a simple answer. Who is the safest? Olmo and Yamal. Who has the highest upside, the highest potential points? Probably Doué, Saka, maybe Yamal as well. Probably Doué, though. Probably has the highest potential points, but probably also carries the most risk with him alongside Saka. So who's the best? Depends what you want. If you're looking for safe, just go for a Spain midfielder who you think is going to play decent minutes. If you're looking for some risk and some spice, you're trying to catch up a leader, or you want to massively improve your rank but don't really care if your rank drops, Doué, Saka. Orcella says, -3 in a really tight money league. O'Reilly to Gusto. If you really want to. If you really want to. I think that it's also okay to keep O'Reilly rather than take a minus, because I think O'Reilly will come on and get 1 point and maybe might have 1 or 2 chances to score / assist when he does come on. So, you know, if we imagine a scenario where there's a lot of goals conceded for France, for Spain, for Argentina, everyone's scoring, then the difference between a 1 point defender and a 2 point defender is not very much, particularly when you can just bench them anyway. So in that sense, is a -3 really worth it? If it's a really tight money league, I don't think I'd do it. Ragelin says, smart, not fun. Dembele to Yamal or Martinez to Simon? It's Dembele to Yamal. A lot of people really want to do this Martinez to Simon move. Smart, not fun. Both of these are smart. Neither of these are fun. Let's just nip that one in the bud. But I think Dembele to Yamal is a more balanced approach. If it was my team, what would I do? Possibly Martinez to Simon. But it also depends. Who's your other goalkeeper? Is it Magnon? If you have Magnon, I think just run with one goalkeeper. I think it's okay. I don't know. There's strong arguments to be made for both of those. There's so many questions that are like just absolute 50-50 questions today. Can someone give me an easy question? Like just to, like, I don't know, throw me a couple of soft pitches for me to just, you know, swing a couple of home runs. Craig with the members chat says, need a Bellingham replacement. I have Elise, Cherky, Baina, and McAllister. I would go for Doué, maybe? Doué if you fancy taking a risk. Maybe Olmo, or maybe Yamal. If you can afford Yamal, maybe go Yamal. Midnight Mule is here. Hello, my friend. £5 super chat as well. Thank you very much, my friend. No question. Just wanted to share the joy of still having my wild card. Oh, man. You just come here to rub it in our faces. Rub it in our faces. Oh, honestly, yeah, this could be very, very good for you. This could be very, very good for you indeed. I think anyone who does somehow have their wild card still, yeah, fair play. Fair play. It's kind of fallen into your hands a little bit. So nice. Oh, Joe, thank you. A nice slow pitch. Captain Mbappe or Pickford? I'm going to say go for Mbappe. Has anyone else got any easy questions for me? Max captain. Someone just said max captain. I mean, if you have your max captain, then yes, you should play it if you have no other boosters. Another easy question. Good. -3 pick for Unai Simon. No. Not something I'm really interested in. Like, this is what I'm saying. People are asking, should I do Martinez -3 to Simon? Guys, I'm not even doing Pickford, who's not even playing, -3 to Simon. Which is crazy. That's a good, easy question. I have one chip left. Should I play it or roll it over to the 2030 World Cup fantasy game? Imagine if it worked like that. Well, you should get like a badge or something. I don't know. A Yarthabal and 1 keeper, or Kane and 2 keepers? A Yarthabal and 1 keeper. Hey, mate, struggling. Is it worth a -6 to get Bayona to Olmo? Absolutely, 100% no. Thank you for the easy question. I appreciate it, my friend. Why Gusto over Hernandez? I think Gusto genuinely has better attacking threat. Right, I'm gonna make a few transfers now. I'm gonna make 5 transfers now, just to lock this in. Because I'm happy with this now. There's not been any warm-up injuries, has there? James is coming here to call me a wanker. Thank you, James. Very classy. Not sure what I did, but there we go. Super chat from Arsene Wenger himself. Thank you very much, Arsene. So I still have my clean sheet chip and 12th man. I don't know what to use. Man, I think clean sheet shield. I think clean sheet shield. All in France, or 1 England attacker to cover. Honestly, I think I'm going all in on France at this point. I think that's what I'm doing. Prestige in a fantasy game would be crazy. Man, I miss Call of Duty. I need to get back on it in the new. Actually, there's not going to be time for Call of Duty in 2026 because GTA is coming out. Oh my word, GTA, FC27, and new COD all competing for my time and energy. I only have so much. -3 O'Reilly to Teo. Honestly, I mean, I'll just say this is a blanket statement at this point. There is very, very few -3s that I consider. Like, if you're asking me, should I take this -3? In 90% of cases, I'm going to say no. So, probably no. We got Ivan Toney starting in a World Cup before GTA 6. Crazy, I know. That's mad, isn't it? Rashford is my captain today. Brave. Can I put diamond camo skin on Tuchel? Mate, you think I'm working my Tuchel up to diamond camos? You have to get gold on every single manager to get your diamond on Tuchel, don't you? Enzo, McAllister, or Paredes? None. I genuinely would not pick a single Argentina midfielder considering the other options right now. If you already have them, fine, fair enough, but I would not be picking new. Right, let's lock in 5 out of 6 transfers because I am going to bring in these 5 for sure. Kane's going to go to Oyarthabal, no doubt. Bellingham's going to go to Turkey, no doubt. James to Cucurella, Dina to Porro, Koundé to Gusto. These are all good moves. Good moves. So I'm going to confirm. Actually, are they all good moves? I'm going to remove one of them. Am I? No, I'm not. Am I? No, these are good moves. I'm happy. Kane to Yarthabal, Bellingham to Cherky, James to Cucurella, Dina to Porro, Koundé to Gusto. Remaining budget 2.8 and 1 more free transfer to use. I'm confirming it. These are good transfers. I'm happy. I'm happy. And you can tell I'm happy because I keep telling myself that I'm happy. What better proof can you have? Then I'm going to throw in Cucurella over Porro and I'm going to click confirm for now. And then we need to think about making the final. It's the final transfer. Who's it going to be? There are options. There are options. I don't think I'm going for a defender realistically at this point. The three options from here would be Dembele to Yamal. Maybe smart. Pickford to Simon. Again, maybe pretty smart. Or we go risky and go Paredes to Doué. No words on Eze? I mean, yeah, you could go for Eze. I think, honestly, if I'm being 100% honest, with so many of these midfielders, it's in a one-game sample size, it could be anyone. Some of you guys are going to pick Eze. Some of you guys are going to pick Rodgers. Some of you guys are going to pick Rashford. Probably one of those three players, or some of you pick Saka. One of those four players will probably get a goal or an assist. Maybe even two of them will get a goal or an assist, and the other two won't. Who's it going to be? In a one-game sample size? Who knows? Who knows? It is so... Particularly where all of them have roughly equal attacking threat, roughly equal capacity to get early subs. None of them are going to have, like, penalties. None of them are going to have set pieces. How do you split these guys? They all have roughly a similar attacking threat. How do you split them? I think if you have the money to go for Saka, maybe I would take that risk if you're comfortable taking that risk. But outside of that, who are you really going for? Rashford may be more explosive than Rodgers and Eze. Eze has his moments, though. Rodgers feels sensible, feels like he'll get the most minutes. That there's a genuine advantages to each of these players, and it just has to be what resonates with you the most, I guess. How do you want to play this? Super chat from Sanny Warnock. Thank you very much, Sanny. He says, Doué, Cherky, Olmo, McAllister, least risk, which two? Least risk, I still go Cherky and probably Olmo. McAllister I would not pick, straight up. Like, he is probably the lowest risk player of the four that you picked, but he's pretty much capped out at 3 points unless he gets lucky. And if I'm picking fantasy assets, I don't want to count on luck. I want to count on repeatable actions on the field that I'm seeing. Doué and Cherky in particular have shown time and time again that they have the ability, in a France shirt, to get the points. Sometimes they get them, sometimes they don't. Even when they don't get the points, you still see the potential when you watch them play. So Doué and Cherky look like the strongest picks, but they are higher risk picks. Olmo is maybe Olmo's a potential early sub as well. Like, let's be honest. Olmo to Marino has been a very common sub throughout this tournament. So is Olmo even that good? I don't know. Is there a world in which Olmo doesn't start tomorrow? Potentially. Genuinely. Thank you for the super sticker, Bikeaholics Bros. I think that's how things. Are you a bikeaholic? Is it a motorcycle or a cycle? Don't know. Maybe you balance it with Cherky and McAllister. You get 90 minutes from McAllister. You know you're going to get 90 minutes from McAllister. None of these. You want least risk. McAllister's the least minutes risk. Cherky is going to be the player that most active managers will be picking for their team, and you need to cover against that. So let's say Cherky and McAllister. Is my team confirmed? No, I've not even made my 6th transfer yet. Curious Browser says, just wanted to say thanks, mate. Probably the last time I see this channel since I don't play FPL. Oh, that's a shame, man, but that's okay. Maybe see you in 4 years. Thanks for getting me to the top 1 to 2K rank. Amazing. I copied you and Gianni mostly. Fair enough. Rephrase that. We inspired you. But no, you say 4 years. Euro Fantasy in 2 years. Euro 2028. In 2 years' time, we'll be making videos for Euro Fantasy, another international tournament. Could be fun. Parkaholic says, some of us, like me, pick Rashford and Eze. Covering all bases. Covering all bases. Why not? Spanish or French defense? I prefer Spanish. Have you looked in your transfer? We've got the show team gang are very much here. They're very much here. They are desperate for me to lock in. No. the same answer that I've given every single stream. How many streams, deadline streams have I done now? 7? Because I missed match day 1 because I was on a flight. 7 match day streams. Every week, the same people come in 5 to 10 minutes before the end of the stream and say, Dan, is this your final team? Dan, have you locked in your team? Dan, can I copy your team now? And I say the same thing every time. There is no locked in team until the deadline passes. It's the same answer now. It's the same answer. It's the same answer. Is this the week to use the 12th man or best captain? 12th man, I think, if you have both. Careful, Dan. I'm drafting my complaint email as we speak. Dan, Laporte or Lacroix. Have Cucurella and Porro already. Do you play Bethesda games? I have played a lot of Bethesda games in the past. Skyrim, of course. Big shout out. I would go neither Laporte nor Lacroix if you have Cucurella and Porro already. I'd be looking at Gusto and Hernandez, honestly. I'm leaning Gusto, heavily leaning. Rashford and Eze is perhaps overkill. That's a lot more faith in England than I have. In fact, let's do this final transfer, eh? Thoughts on Enzo? I mean, I think there are better options at his price point. Like 4 better options at his price point. I prefer Olmo. I prefer McAllister. I prefer Cherky. I prefer Doué. I prefer Rashford. I prefer Rodgers. Fallout 4. Never played the Fallout games, you know. Right, let's Doué. I think I like this, man. I have to look in and like a little early just so I can make sure Doué is on the field as well. Why are you keeping Dembele? I think he's going to sub on, and I think he could do some damage off the bench. And I know a lot of people are going to sell him, and I want to find some differences. And if you want to go for something a little safer, then absolutely sell Dembele. But yeah, I'm happy to take a risk. If you want to see my pandering team, this is my pandering team. If you want to just go for something super simple, super safe, maybe even take a couple of hits, then something like this is probably what I would do. Which I think looks pretty strong. But alas, I got to do what I got to do with my own team, I'm afraid, guys. Maybe I need to change this attitude and build a team as if it is a communal team for everyone. But I can't make my own decisions for my own team, and I like taking a risk, and that's kind of what I want to do. Thoughts on Fabian Ruiz? I don't completely hate it. Don't completely hate it. All right, Paredes, Doué. We're gonna keep. I'm gonna keep Dembele. Locking in Cucurella to Saliba and Porro to O'Reilly. Hopefully, you mean the other way around. Doué or Olmo? How many times have I answered that question in this stream? Is anyone doing a count? Doué if you want to take a risk, Olmo if you want to play it safe. But honestly, I think Doué is the better pick. The more I think about it. Okay. Paredes out, Doué in. Let's take a gamble, guys. Let's take a gamble. We're going to throw Doué in instead of... Honestly, we're going to put you in here. You in here. Wait, no, that's not right at all. Bayern needs to go to the bench. That's about right. Let's confirm that. We're going 4 France midfielders. Oh my word. Oh my word. This is crazy. I swear. I swear. We're going to get... If we get a goal from France and these guys aren't involved, I give up at that point. But we're going all in. One final roll of the dice. Flip of the coin. And you know what? If England beat France, I win because my team wins. If France beat England, I win because it's a pointless third place playoff and my fantasy team does well. Scenes when France 0, England 2. Dean Hendo brace. Written in the stars, man. Kane off the bench. Brace. All the people who are kind of passively playing get all the points. Huge opportunities, by the way, guys. A lot of people will not be around for deadline and will be completely blissfully unaware just how many of their players aren't playing. Guys, can we drop some likes, by the way, please? Can we drop some likes? I've not done enough like farming today. And we have suffered as a result. Let's get to 500 before kickoff in 3 minutes. That's doable, right, guys? A lot of you guys will be dropping out. I'm already being told O'Reilly's out, Dembele's out. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. No Mbappe is crazy. The ranked game for inactive players is going to be mad this weekend. Genuinely could be, but honestly, like I've got 3 players in my squad who aren't starting. So there you go. England projected goals still dropping. Might not be such a bad thing. I've gone all in on France then. Also, guys, please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I know most of you guys in chat probably have, because you can't chat if you haven't subscribed, right? And I doubt many people have chatted and then unsubscribed. But please subscribe to the channel. We got FPL content coming out in the next few days, and I want you guys to be aware, and I want you guys to be there. I want you guys to be there. 4 times 1 points for Dan, clean sheet midfield quadruple. Hey, that's a good point. That's a good point. If France keep a clean sheet, I'm getting 4 points for my midfield, 10 points for my defense / keeper. Right, guys. We are pretty much locked in at this point. We've got like 1 minute until deadline. Look, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be going off to watch the game now. So I will say at this point, there's no time really to answer questions anymore. If you're not locked in with your team anymore by this point, just go onto the app and just make some transfers. You're too late to be asking questions at this point. You need to make decisions. Questions time is over. Decisions making is here. 6 more likes. Please do drop a like. Wanted to say very quickly, thank you so much for all of the support on the channel throughout the World Cup. We've gained like 5,000 new subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Loads of you guys watching the videos, commenting, liking, leaving really positive feedback, and some ways to improve as well, which is great stuff. Genuinely, massively. I didn't know how this World Cup was going to go in terms of fantasy content, but you guys are really engaged, and it's been awesome to chat with you guys in the streams, to chat with you guys in the comments, to share my thoughts, whether they've been good or bad necessarily. Some good, hopefully more good than bad. But yeah, massively appreciated, and I'm grateful that the work that's gone into the World Cup content, it seems to have paid off, and you guys have been enjoying it, and some of you guys are doing super well in World Cup fantasy, and I'm really gassed, happy for you guys. So thank you. Good luck in Matchday 8, because we are officially locked in. We are locked in for the final time this tournament. Let's go. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to go watch France batter my team England and gain all of the fantasy points as a result. Enjoy the football. Good luck. And hopefully, I really do hope to see a lot of you guys back on the Fantasy Premier League content. I don't want to lose touch with you guys now. So chat soon. Take care. And for the last time this World Cup, I'll catch you over on social media, Twitter, X examples, but I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.